Eat slowly and you will automatically eat less. It is one of nutrition's most repeated rules, and only partly true. A 2024 crossover study tested 24 different breakfast and lunch designs and found that slower texture meals reduced energy intake by 13% on average. But an older randomized trial controlled water and instructed women to eat the same meal slowly or quickly. Calories did not significantly differ. The contrast reveals something practical. Slowing a meal through its physical structure may work more reliably than using willpower to stretch the clock. The newer study divided 30 healthy participants into breakfast and lunch groups. Each group attended 12 ad libitum meal sessions, 6 designed for a faster eating rate and 6 for a slower rate. The meals varied widely but were matched for liking. Texture did the work. Harder, more structured foods encouraged smaller bites, more chewing, and longer oral exposure. Slow breakfasts were eaten 39% more slowly, and slow lunches 45% more slowly. Because participants were allowed to stop when they wished, the study measured how the meal design changed spontaneous intake. Across those meals, participants consumed 22% less food by weight, about 84 grams, and 13% less energy, about 71 kilocalories, from the slow versions. The authors also estimated that a 20% reduction in eating rate corresponded to an 11% reduction in food intake. This is a consistent acute effect across many meals, not proof of long-term weight loss. People can compensate later, and the study did not ask whether eating less at lunch changed dinner. Still, consistency across varied meals makes texture a useful design lever. The older study produced a needed contradiction. 30 women ate an identical lunch under fast and slow instructions, while water was fixed at 300 milliliters. The slow meal lasted about 26 minutes compared with 8 minutes for the fast meal, but energy intake did not significantly differ. 1 hour later, participants reported less hunger after the slow condition. So pace changed the later appetite experience without changing what they ate during that particular lunch. Slowing the clock is not guaranteed to reduce calories when the food itself remains easy to consume. Why might texture outperform instructions? Structured food changes the mechanics of eating before a conscious rule is needed. Smaller bites and more chewing increase oral exposure and reduce grams per minute. An instruction such as put down the spoon can lengthen the meal, yet hunger, portion size, expectations, and the convenience of the food remain. Water is another confounder. People often drink more when they eat slowly, and water can change meal volume. The experiments show that eating rate is not one behavior. It is an output created by food structure, utensils, bite size, chewing, pauses, and liquid. A practical test is to redesign one meal rather than policing every bite. Include foods that require real chewing, intact vegetables, whole fruit, legumes, or other minimally processed textures that fit your diet. Serve them in pieces that encourage moderate bites. Remove one-speed accelerator, such as eating while standing or racing through a screen-filled lunch. Then notice meal duration and fullness an hour later. Do not use slow eating to override swallowing difficulties, gastrointestinal advice, or adequate nutrition needs. The goal is a naturally calmer pace, not an exhausting chewing ritual. The takeaway is more useful than the slogan. Slower eating can reduce intake, but the strongest evidence here comes from meals engineered to be eaten more slowly. Across 24 meal designs, slow texture reduced food and energy intake without lowering liking. When 30 women simply followed slow eating instructions with water controlled, calories did not change, though later hunger improved. So make the environment carry the habit. Choose texture, bite size, and meal conditions that slow you without constant self-control. The clock may follow, and intake may follow the clock. Portion availability and social setting may also dominate texture. A slowly eaten fixed portion is not the same experiment as unlimited food, and a long meal with distractions may not improve awareness at all. The most transferable idea is to make a moderate pace easier, then observe rather than assume the calorie result.